Want to soar? Get a mentor. Hey, it's Nina Carmichael, and we made these videos probably because you're the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more, and you need the push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband, Evan Carmichael, and learn how to become 10-10 in everything, even if you suck right now. Enjoy! Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1, expect to suck.
The key to experimenting is expecting to suck. Just expect to suck. Expect it not to work out. Expect it to be a total disaster. Expect to suck, which gives yourself the permission to go and try. We're holding ourselves back from trying because you may not expect to be great, but you expect to be pretty good. I think this is the problem for a lot of entrepreneurs is you have an idea, you have a dream, you don't think you're going to be the next Jeff Bezos, maybe yes, but maybe no. You're going to make your own YouTube channel, you're not going to be great on camera, but you expect to be pretty good. You know, you don't expect to be Bezos, but you expect to be pretty good in your business. And then what ends up happening is you start and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm not only not Bezos level, I'm terrible. I see it all the time with people who are starting their YouTube channels. They don't expect to be terrible on camera. They don't expect to be whoever you think is a great on-camera personality. And then they record themselves. And if they thought they'd be like an 8 out of 10, they don't expect to be 10. They think they'd be 8. And then they watch it back like, oh my gosh, I'm a 2. I'm a 2 out of 10. And then they stop and they never release the video. They never try the next thing because they're convinced that they just suck, that they suck as a human, and that they'll never get the skills. Well, how do you get the skills? By practicing, by doing. Just because you're a 2 out of 10 now doesn't mean that you can't become an 8 or a 9 or a 10. How do you get there? How do you go from a 2 to an 8 or 9 or 10 at the thing that you want to be great at? By practicing, by learning, by doing, not just by researching and studying and watching other people. You have to get into the trenches and start to create and start to make. That's how you move. But people are too afraid to fail that they don't even try. You're so afraid to fail that you don't even try. And the way through it is expecting to suck. I am right now learning about NFTs. And now I know enough to be dangerous about NFTs. But 2 months ago, I didn't. I knew nothing. I didn't know what it stood for. Non-fungible. I didn't even know what a fungible token, nothing made sense. I didn't understand what WAGME meant. I didn't understand what LFG meant. I didn't understand what HODL meant. I didn't know the difference between Bitcoin or Ethereum. I didn't know what a MetaMask wallet was. All of this stuff, zero idea. And the more I just looked at it from the outside, the more I got stressed out, confused, overwhelmed. I don't understand any of this stuff. I feel like a total beginner. And so I'm not going to learn it. And I want to be the person who jumps on things, who learns things, who doesn't accept scary, difficult, or hard as good enough reasons for me not to do it. So I dove in and I asked all of those stupid questions. And I learned not just by reading about it, but by launching my own NFT projects and putting it out there and starting to work with people. I went into the different Discords and Twitter. I didn't even know what Discord was. I wasn't using Discord. NFT land is Discord and Twitter. I had to install Discord and get active on it. I had to reignite my Twitter account. Like, you guys use Twitter? I haven't used Twitter for years, but Twitter is where the game is at. So I'm picking up my Twitter game again. And I'm asking what seems to be stupid questions. I'm asking all the beginner questions. And I'm launching my own NFT project to learn, to understand. And now I know enough to be dangerous. I'm not an expert at it, but I know enough to be dangerous. And that happened in a relatively short amount of time because I was willing to experiment and I was willing to expect to suck at the beginning. I'm going to go in, be a total noob, right? Total newbie, total beginner, ask the questions, and then I'm going to learn through that process and get better at it. You can surprise yourself with how much you can learn. You can surprise yourself with how much you can learn at the beginning if you're just willing to detach yourself. That just because you suck at a skill doesn't mean that you suck as a human. This is where we get stuck. It's like, oh, I suck at that, therefore I suck, and I'm never going to get better, so I'm going to stop and go do something else that makes me feel good. Instead, say, no, I suck at this skill, and I feel good for trying, and I'm going to keep getting better at this so that I can improve my skill from a 2 to a 2.5 to a 3 to a 5 to an 8 to a 10. Right? So how do we start to do it? How do we start to give ourselves more permission to experiment, give ourselves permission to fail, give ourselves permission to suck? How do we do it? Step number 1, trust your ideas. Trust that the ideas that come to you are good. Trust that idea that you're thinking about right now is good. Just do a quick gut check. Are you trying to rip people off, or are you trying to serve and try to help? Are you trying to just take their money, put it in your bank account and go buy your boat? Or are you trying to actually do some good, right? If you're watching this channel, hopefully you're in the second category. You're trying to serve, you're trying to help, you're trying to create something of value. So if that is your intention, then trust your ideas. Stop holding yourself back. Stop saying that you can't do it. Stop finding all the reasons in your head that you cannot take action, because your heroes have done more with less than what you already have right now. Whoever your heroes are, whoever you look up to, Jeff Bezos, whoever, Oprah Winfrey, whoever, they started with less than what you have right now. They could do it. You can do it too. You can. So if the idea is a good one, it feels right, it's heart-centric, you want to serve, you want to bring value to people, then trust that idea. Trust it. Step number 2, immediate action. Immediate action. The problem is we get stuck in overthinking, over-planning, over-preparing, over-strategizing, over-asking other people, well, what do you think I should do? Stop that. Immediate action. What's the first thing that you can do? If you want to get into NFTs, go join somebody's Discord. Go launch your own single NFT. You're going to make tons of mistakes. Perfect. Launch it. You want to launch a podcast? Great. Start your podcast today. You want to create a YouTube channel? Awesome. Pull out your phone, record your video. You're a YouTuber now, right? You want to launch a fashion business? Perfect. Create a logo, make a t-shirt. Like, just start. It doesn't have to be anything great. Just start. The biggest thing for most people that's missing is just momentum. It's all of these things stuck in your head and not enough being created in the world. And to get all this organized and structured and actually making sense, you have to actually put something out. So trust your ideas, that they're good, that they're of value, that they will serve. And then step number 2 is do something about it. Immediate, in the moment action. Let's go. Right? Stop overthinking it, and today something has to happen. And then step number 3 is just expect to suck. Expect to suck. Expect it not to work out. Expect not to make money on this. Expect no comments, no replies, no feedback. Expect to just fail. Expect it to be a total failure. If you expect that going in, then you're not surprised when it doesn't work out. And you're not taking it personally that you tried this thing and nobody cares about it right now. You're lowering the burden for what has to happen for you to feel good about yourself. If you only feel good when you win, then you will never try, right? If you will only take a yes and enter that competition, enter that race, or do that thing, if you know that you're going to win, you will never try. You will stay stuck doing the easy stuff for the rest of your life and never accomplish what you're capable of, never hit anywhere close to your potential. So you have to expect it just to suck. And again, by it sucking, by getting a sucky result, it actually means that you're amazing. It doesn't mean that you suck as a human. You only suck as a human is if you don't try. Start to reward yourself for trying. Start to reward yourself for the effort. Start to reward yourself for doing the things that are outside your comfort zone, that are scary for you. Scary, difficult, hard, right? You think of that, you're doing it. And then you reward yourself. Say, oh, man, I did that. I can't believe I did that. It was crazy. Even though it didn't work out. Because you know that if you kept trying and kept learning and kept improving, that it, of course, is going to work out. You just have to show up with that level of energy and enthusiasm and intent every day. The difference between where you are right now and where you want to be is how many experiments you're putting out there. How many ideas that you've got that you're trying. Because you will not be rewarded for the ideas that stay stuck in your head. More importantly, you don't want to get to the end of your life and look back and say, I had all these ideas, but I was too afraid of failing that I never tried any of them. Wayne Dyer says, don't let that song die within you. You got to play the song while you're alive. You've got a great song in you. Let's get it out to the world.
Rule number 2, chart your start.
Creating daily success routines is the secret to getting everything that you want. Everything that you want out of life, out of business, your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions, everything that you want lie on the other side of what you are doing daily, of your daily success, habits, and routines. I think we let ourselves down by default. I think we worry about other people's opinions by default. I think we play small every day by default. I think you should have already accomplished a lot of the things that are on your list, but you're stuck in procrastination mode because you are playing small by default, because you are not consistent, because you do not have the habits on a daily basis to keep going. Consistency is the difference maker. And so how do you stay consistent? I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to do it. Number 1 is chart your start. What you do in the first 15 minutes of your day matters. Chart your start. Have a plan of action. Most people wake up like an accident. Most people wake up, they're tired, you pull out your phone, you start looking at your email, and what are you doing when you're looking at your email or looking at social media? You're responding to other people's emergencies. Like you wake up, you're tired, and the first thing you do is you start responding to other people's emergencies. I want you to control the first part of your day. Chart your start. Understand what it is that makes you come alive. Understand what is the action that helps you feel bold, creative, unstoppable. We've all had it. You've all had moments where you have felt bold, courageous, and unstoppable. What led to that? Reverse engineer yourself. What led to you feeling bold? Is it watching a video? Is it reading a book? Is it having a conversation? Is it doing a meditation? Is it taking your dog out for a walk? Is it cutting the grass? Like, I don't care. There's no judgment. I don't care what the thing is that makes you feel bold and courageous and unstoppable. I just want you to do it daily. I want you to start your day with intention. Most people don't start their day with intention, and that makes the difference between the people who achieve success and the ones who don't. And so chart your start. Figure out the thing that makes you come alive, that makes you feel like that big crazy idea of yours is actually possible, and put that into the first 15 minutes of every day. If you did the thing that made you feel bold, courageous, and unstoppable in the first 15 minutes of waking up every single day, not every day will be amazing, but I guarantee you that your life will look unrecognizable from where you are right now. Chart your start. Number 2 is Flex the X. One of the things I love doing is I get an annual calendar. I'm working on making a custom branded one here, but an annual calendar, and every time that you hit your main goals, you cross it off. And what you want to do is not break the pattern. Right? Flex the X. We're getting strong, raw, and you're building momentum. I'm a big fan of momentum. I think we don't have enough momentum in our lives, in our businesses, and towards our goals. Where you see something like this, where you see that I did it yesterday, I did it before, I've been doing it for months, you don't want to break the pattern. And so flexing the X, feel proud about every single time that you do the thing that you want to do. So for me, the 2 most important habits that I have on here, one is fasting until noon. And so the only thing I'll have before noon is a coffee or a tea or some water, and then 30 minutes of cardio. So I'm running for 30 minutes a day. I went to Boston and we got in at 3 a.m. We drove all the way there and I was really tired, but I wanted to get my X. And so 3 o'clock, everybody's going to sleep. I'm still running for half an hour. The only exceptions, if I'm super sick, if I'm on medication, which doesn't really happen that often, then I'll give myself a break. Then I'll be gentle on myself. But most of the time, it's not that you can't do it. Most of the time, it's not that you're not able to do it. You're just procrastinating. You're just being lazy. You're just being tired. And so having a system like this where you can flex the X is super important so that you build momentum. You build momentum to actually accomplishing the habits, because success is a habit. Because again, everything you want in a life is on the other side of you doing the consistent habits every single day. And when you can track them like this and feel the momentum, it's so much easier to keep going. Flex the X. And number 3 is your actions have to map to your ambitions. What I love doing, and as an entrepreneur, we love being planners. We love thinking about the life that we want to have and a schedule that we want to create. Is what's in your calendar allowing you to accomplish your goals? Do your actions map to your ambitions? It's great to be motivated. It's great to watch a video like this. It's great to get some ideas. Your best immediate course of action is now looking at your calendar and saying, if I did these actions from Sunday to Sunday, and put your life in there, from the relationships that you want to have, from the business growth you want to have, every goal that you have, business and personal, if you did the actions that were in your calendar, would you come closer to accomplishing those goals? And for too many of you, it's no. For too many of you, you have ideas, you have ambitions, you have drives, you have goals and hopes and dreams. But then when you look at what's actually in your calendar, you're spending very little time on actually moving the ball forward on those goals. Now I get it. Maybe you have a full-time job. Maybe you have other responsibilities. Great. That's okay. The goal is to make those chunks bigger towards spending on our dreams and goals. But even those little actions, like your first action may be, I need to quit my job. I need to make enough money so that I can quit my job and do this entrepreneurship thing full-time. Awesome. Let me look at your calendar. Are you spending enough time every week doing the activities that you need to do so you can build your business to the point where you can quit your job? Do your actions map to your ambitions? And so it's great to come up with a list of goals and dreams, and we're going to hit these targets in 30 days. And it's super fun to do those exercises. What's more important than just having those goals is the habits. It's what's in your schedule, making sure your actions map to your ambitions. And so great, have your goals, but then immediately, like right now, dive into your calendar every day of the week and look, if I did these things, if I did everything according to my schedule, assuming you're going to stick to your schedule, right? If you did all those things, would you be moving closer to accomplishing the life that you want? Yes or no? And if it's no, then you need to make corrections. And that's where too many of you are falling down, and I want to see you win. Your actions need to map to your ambitions.
Also, if you want to have more self-confidence and self-belief, the science says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action for you to shift that habit forward. So I've designed a special free program to help you get more self-belief for every day. For 254 days, I will send you an email to an unlisted video that if you watch it, will shift your confidence forward. The links to join for free are in the description below.
Create an outline and a schedule. What I found really helpful for me was to create an outline at the start.
People who win work the hardest because they love what they do. If you're doing work that you love, you're more likely to follow through. You're more likely to do it because it doesn't feel like work, because you love doing it.
Rule number 3, find mentors.
I'm a big believer in mentorship. One, in terms of face-to-face people that you can go and learn from, and two, from what I call aspirational mentors, people who've done a lot more than you, who you may never meet, who may have passed on, but you can still learn from their success. It comes from the core understanding that whatever challenge you have in front of you right now, somebody else has already solved it. Whatever big problem you're facing in your life or in your business, somebody has already solved it, and you don't need to come up with every ingenious solution yourself. This is one of the things that saved my first business. One of the 2 most important lessons that I've ever learned in my life was whenever I don't know what to do, whenever I have a big problem and I don't have the answer, I look for somebody who has already solved it, and I try to learn from their lessons. In my first business, I had a software company. I was struggling, making $300 a month, barely able to survive. And I was just trying to come up with all these ideas myself. Like, okay, how about we do this? How about we do this? How about we do this? And nothing was working. And I told my partner I quit, and it was the worst day of my life. And when I woke up the next day, I realized I didn't want to quit. I just couldn't keep going the way I was going. And the light bulb moment was I realized I'm not the first guy to try to sell software before. Maybe our specific kind of software, yes, but in general, other people have figured out how to sell software and make lots of money and target lots of customers. How did they do it? And I looked at Bill Gates and how he got started, and that started the process to me being able to build a real company. And that lesson that I learned at 19 years old has stayed true for the past almost 20 years, where every time I don't know what to do, I look at who can I model. It's why the name of this channel is Modeling the Masters. It's why I try to showcase lots of different successful people from all walks of life, because you can learn from them. I'm learning from them. And even today, in all my different businesses, earlier this week, I went to SoulCycle with Alex. So SoulCycle is a spinning company that has a great culture, recently came to Toronto. I think they're based in New York, it might be LA, but they came to Toronto, they opened up a location, and I heard so much about their culture that I thought, I'm trying to build a culture here at TDS. We have a what I think is a really good culture. If you can compare our culture to most businesses, I think it's amazing, but it could always be better, right? I want to model even greater success. And so Alex and I went to their class and we learned from them. We saw how they set up their store and their merch, and how the staff greets you, and how the instructor starts a class and runs a class and ends a class, and what happens in the locker room. Like, all the different pieces, you learn from them. It doesn't mean you're gonna apply everything, but if you take one lesson here, one lesson here, and one lesson here from people and companies that have had great success, it just makes you better. And so I would seek out mentors that you can meet face-to-face, or you can do now Google Hangouts with, or ask questions from. If anybody's doing a live stream, you get a chance to ask a question. I wish that existed when I was getting started as an entrepreneur. You know, you have so much more access to people than we've ever had before. But even if you're not going to the direct approach and hitting somebody, look into the aspirational mentors. Finding people who've done it before, even if they've passed on, their legacy have left a series of clues that if you can follow those clues, you can apply it to your life, to your business to achieve success.
Rule number 4, just try your hardest.
You need to tie your self-respect to your efforts, not your results. Where you get your self-love from, your self-respect, your self-confidence should not come from winning. It comes from trying. Because if you tie your self-respect to winning, you'll only do things that you know you're gonna win at, and therefore you play small for life. So I'm training a guy on my team who I've promoted, and I'm putting him in a position that is way beyond his skill set, way beyond what he thought he'd be doing, and it's a big push outside his comfort zone. Here was a guy who was doing a bunch of admin tasks for me, and now he's in charge of all of my YouTube analytics. I want him to be my data guy. I want him to go through the thousands of videos that I have on my channel and make recommendations to say, this intro is too long, this intro is too short, this thumbnail sucks. You know, when you talk, Evan, things blow up or things suck. When you wear black, people love it. Anything. Go through all the data, go through all the analytics, and tell me where we need to make improvements. So I was on a call with him yesterday, and I had to have a serious talk with him, because he's looking for data that supports his hypothesis. Because he suggested on my channel, my main channel, that we go back to my original intros, where I say one sentence here, one sentence here, and one sentence here, and then he's Robert F. Smith, and here's my take on his top 10 rules of success, right? That's what we did way back, like in the very first original series of the top 10s, and we've evolved. So he suggested take out the song, take out the intro, take out a whole bunch of stuff, and just do those 3 things. And let's see if it works. So that's what I did. Like, great, good idea. The data supported it, backed it up. Let's go and try. We haven't tried it, we won't know. So we tried it. The first video came up was the Robert F. Smith top 10 rules for success on that new template. And I'm looking at the data and it sucked. You know, my goal is to get 70% audience retention at 1 minute. That's my goal across my channels. 70% audience retention at 1 minute. That means 30% of people max have left at the 1 minute mark. That's an insanely high goal to reach. Almost nobody hits that, especially consistently. You might think, oh, 70%, it's easy. It's insanely difficult in the YouTube world. So I looked at the numbers for this one, and it was 52% or something brutal. We don't really operate in the 52% range. So this one came in, it was brutal. 52%, like having a heart attack. Oh, it sucked. People hate this. And then I asked him, hey, how are we doing on the new videos? And he sent me this report that says, hey, well, on our relative data is up. You know, a relative of data saying compared to all videos on YouTube, this video is doing well in the first minute. Yeah, but that's not actually the real story, because all of our videos relative to regular YouTube, if you're looking at any video, this video, my first video, all of them, every video I make relative to a normal average YouTube video, were higher relative. That's not what I'm looking for. We're going after 70% audience retention at 1 minute. You know this. This is where we're focused. And behind all of it was he just didn't want to feel like a failure. He didn't want to feel like he recommended something to me and it didn't work out. That he's trying to justify it by saying, well, look, this stat shows that it works, but it's not what we're after. This experiment so far has been an epic failure, and that's okay. What I need you to do is expect to suck. Expect the ideas not to work. Know that coming in. Know that coming in, we're already operating at a really high level, right? If every experiment that we try works, that means that we just sucked at the beginning, right? We sucked. You're learning. You're picking this up. Most of my new experiments don't work. I'm trying hundreds of new things all the time, and most of them won't work. I expect to suck. But it's okay, because I tie my self-worth to the effort. Am I putting my max effort out? Your experiment, I'm talking to the guy, your experiment was a great test. I backed it. The data suggested we do it, but it's not working. And we'll give it a month to see. And if it still doesn't work, we're going to move on and do something else. And he felt really bad. And he said, don't tie your self-respect to winning. Like, if we get a win, it's amazing.
But it has to be to the effort. Like, you tried, you did a lot of work, you dug deep, you found stuff, you came up with a recommendation that was legit, that was solid, that was valuable. It wasn't put Evan in a butterfly suit and have him fly around the city saying top 10 rules, right? It wasn't crazy. It made sense. And whether it works or not, we need to make the best decisions, because if we just took data that we thought was good but wasn't actually our goal, if we twisted the data to make it fit our goals, make it look like we're winning, everybody loses. Everybody loses. If I keep that intro, everybody loses. I lose, he loses, you guys, the audience lose, we all lose. All because he was afraid of losing, right? Net, you lose. Same thing for you. If you're only going to take on things that you know you're going to win at, you're losing. You're losing. If you tie your self-esteem to winning, then you only take on things that you know you're going to win at or have a high degree of chance of winning, right? 80% chance of winning. Might be a little bit of discomfort. 20% chance it may not work out. That's the zone that most people operated in. They're barely pushing their comfort zone. They're staying inside what they know. And so, yay, you're winning all day long, but you're winning at small stuff. Where you're capable of more, you're capable of bigger things, you're capable of having a huge impact. Let's go. To get there, you're gonna fail, you're gonna suck. Your first attempts won't work, just like all of your heroes. All of your heroes, their first attempts did not work. They failed, they sucked, and they kept going. But if you woke up and every day you tied your self-respect to, I'm gonna do my darndest today, right? I'm gonna push my face in to make sure that I make some progress today. If you're proud of your effort, if every day you are proud of the effort that you put in, could you tell yourself that whatever your mission is, that you're proud of your effort on a daily basis for how much you work towards it? For most people, it's no. For most, it's not even close. How many days have you had in the past year where you're proud of your effort, the work you put in? For most people, it's not that much. Maybe moments, but days, weeks, months. If you woke up every day and were proud of your effort for what you did yesterday, you're gonna do it again, I promise you, you're gonna win. That's what winning actually looks like. Waking up and losing most of the day and being proud of your effort. And then you look back at what's happened in the past year. It's like, holy cow, that crazy staircase that I built. I never thought I could do it. Where most people are so focused on just winning and they get to the first step of life. So I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that can start you on your journey. This is important. Let's get to it. Step number 1, what's something you can fail at today? Anything, just get used to failing. Remove the sting of failing. What's something that you can fail at today? Do something that you know is not gonna work. Make your first video, post it on YouTube. Fail, right? Ask somebody for their phone number on the street. You know, somebody of the same sex. If that's not how you roll, right? Somebody where like, you know you're gonna fail. Just do it, just to remove the sting of that. Realize that failing is not that bad. Failing is not fatal. It's okay. What can you fail at today? Something small. Step number 2, why are you proud of your effort for trying? Why are you proud? Why are you proud of you just failed? Why are you proud? You didn't get the result. It didn't work. Why are you proud of yourself? Because I put in the effort, right? What's the effort? How can you say, man, I am so proud of myself for trying to do that scary thing? Because conquering scary things through action is the thing that you want to be proud of yourself for, because you tie your self-worth to you being the person who does difficult things. You do difficult things, not you win at small things in life. Make that shift. So that thing you're going to fail at, what are you going to tell yourself you're proud for? And then step number 3 is, how will you celebrate the attempt? How do you celebrate? Celebrate. Pat yourself on the back, clap it up, post to social media. I do film all these on a little mini trampoline. How are you going to celebrate? Put on music, take a friend out for lunch, celebrate. Feel it, feel the joy, feel the happiness, feel the energy that you get for trying something difficult. You tried something difficult. That's amazing. This is a big shift for most people. This is weird thinking, but this is successful thinking. What's the difference between you and these people who've had success? Hasn't been money, they started with less than you. Hasn't been connections and resources, they started with less than you. Why? It's this difference in mindset. Successful people think differently. Reward yourself for trying. Celebrate yourself for the failure, for trying, for the effort. Because if you celebrated the effort and you were proud of the effort, every single day of the next 10 years of your life, holy cow, the person you will become is going to be very impressive. And you're going to be shocked looking back at how far that you actually built your life.
Rule number 5, the last one before our very special bonus clip, raise your environment.
Your environment is keeping you where you are. Your environment has been perfectly designed to keep you exactly where you are right now. The people you listen to, the media that you consume, the habits that you do daily, all of them are designed to keep you exactly where you are. So if you want to raise your game, if you want to raise your life, you need to raise your environment. I've changed a lot over the course of having this YouTube channel. The people who've known me the best and the longest, especially in the past 2 to 3 years, have said, Evan, you've changed a lot. For the better, you've evolved, you're more confident, you have more poise, you're a better speaker, you're pushing the boundaries more, you've changed. What happened? How do I get that for myself, right? People want it. Whenever you are off growing and learning and evolving, other people, they want it. They want a taste of it. They want to do it too, because we are not designed to just photocopy our lives over and over and over again. So how did I get it? I paid more attention to my environment. I paid more attention to my daily routines. I paid more attention to the people that I hang around with. It's important. So looking at my physical environment, right? Look at this office. Look at the people behind me. This all means something to me. Looking at the new design that I've had here below. Putting things like my neck braces. It's down below, you can't really see it. But this inspires me. I walk into this every day. My YouTube videos, the channel, I create for myself. The people that I profile, I'm learning from. I feel like I have Gary Vee in my head. I have Oprah Winfrey in my ear. I've got Elon Musk telling me what to do, pushing me to try to get better. I hear these people talking about you have to be courageous, you have to be bold, you have to believe in yourself more. And when I feel myself being nervous about something, boom, 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 it's a push that I have to do it. And so I've designed my life, I've designed my environment to help push me to get to the next step. And it's scary, and it should be. Where am I going next? I don't know. I'm still a work in progress. But the more that you are around people who push you, who make you better, who make you want to do more, who pull you up to their level, guess what? The more you're going to get there. The alternative is you're stuck where you are. You stick with your friends, you stick with the media you consume, you stick with the habits that you have. And listen, if you love your life, awesome. If you're good, then you're good. Then don't change anything. But if you're not happy with where you're at, if you know you're capable of more, especially for the entrepreneurs, you know you're capable of more. You know you have a gift. You know you're a genius. You know what's in here needs to get out there, can have a huge impact and help a lot of people. If you feel like that's you, then you need to make a drastic change to your environment. You need to change it because everything you're doing right now is keeping you on the path that you're on. Maybe there's been some growth. If you look at who you were 5 years ago compared to now, you've grown. If you're watching this channel, you've grown, right? You've made some changes, but is it drastic enough? Like, are you proud of where you're at? Look at where you've come from in the past year, 2 years, 5 years. Are you proud of where you're at? And are you comfortable with that same level of growth for the next 5 years? If not, if you think, I want more, I want to help faster, I want to have a bigger impact faster, quicker, then the fastest way to do it is to change your environment. So if that's you, I'm going to give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is cut out negativity. Just cut out the people who don't serve you. Sometimes those are friends that you've had from kindergarten or high school or university. You're in the friendship out of convenience now. There's a lot of people who you might need to let go of. You might need to just let them go. They don't serve you anymore. You've walked your parallel path together and now they've gone out, well, they probably just stayed here while you've gone out here. They don't serve you anymore. And it doesn't mean you have to be a mean person or cold or rude. You're just not on the same path anymore. And a lot of people fight that because you're worried about finding new friends or being around new people. And so you stick with these people who don't serve you anymore. And that's a mistake because they're keeping you where you're at. Because their negativity, their complaining, their unwillingness to change, their pessimism, their laziness, their not chasing down goals, that becomes toxic. Even if you're trying to be a beacon, even if you're trying to be the person who pulls everybody up, if all you're doing is trying to pull other people up and there's nothing pulling you up, you're going to be limited for life. When I went to the Tony Robbins event, the second one where he invited me to come as his guest, at the end of the first day or second day, you're asked to go do a fire walk. And the whole idea is to do something scary. Well, I went home to my Airbnb at the time and I did the scary thing. I skipped the fire walk at Tony's event to go home and do the real fire walk, which was letting go of some people that I had been around for, in some cases, a decade plus, that this doesn't serve me anymore. I'm doing this just out of convenience instead of something that's actually helping me grow. And so I need to shed this skin so that I can be reborn. Like there's this new skin under you that's trying to grow, right? You're trying to become a butterfly, but you're forced to stay a caterpillar. You don't want that. So you gotta let go of the negativity. Sometimes that might be family. And with family, maybe you should cut out some of your family members from your life. Maybe that sounds drastic, but maybe you should. A less drastic version of that is just don't talk about some things. Limit access. If you know that career talk is always going to cause problems with your family, then don't talk about your career. Say, I'm not talking about that. And stand up for yourself. At what point is this your life? This is your life. Your parents, the people around you, they love you. They want you to have success. They're from a different era. They're a different generation. They don't know what's even possible right now. What they did, if you're 21, their life at 21 was totally different. Your parents' life when they were your age was totally different. They don't understand what's available right now. And so even though their message is out of love, likely, like your parents probably love you, they just don't understand what's possible. And you can't blame them. This is your fault now. You need to accept responsibility for where you're at and limit conversations, limit exposure, cut out the negativity from your life. It's really hard for a seed to grow when it's in a toxic waste dump. And that becomes a choice. You know, a seed where it gets planted doesn't really get the choice of where it gets planted. But you get to choose. You get to change your environment. So choose powerfully and cut out the negativity from your life. Step number 2 is then seek out optimism, seek out positivity, seek out things that make you grow, that make you want to learn, that make you want to push yourself, right? I have my channel that's really helped me, that every day I wake up and I'm surrounded by positivity and optimism and belief and things that drive me forward. That even if I've had a rough sleep or a bad day or whatever it might be, I see Steve Jobs right next to me, staring me down. I have my parents behind me, looking at me, encouraging me, putting belief back in me. I've got videos to go to that will build me up. I've got my Believe playlist of music that I listen to that will change my state and bring me back to a place of optimism and positivity. What is it for you? Is it people? Do you need to be around people physically? Can you go to meetup groups? Can you go to the library or coffee shop? Can you go join some entrepreneur circles? Can you become part of a co-working place? Can you be around people that are positive, that are energizing for you? Or can it be your physical environment, right? Or can it be your habits and your routines? Or can it be the media you consume? What are you consuming? What are you watching on TV? Or on Netflix? Is it entertainment? Are you just shutting off your life to try to forget about your problems and just be entertained? Or are you trying to educate yourself to build a better life? This is one of the fundamental problems in the world right now. People, they have problems. You have problems. Most people choose entertainment as a way to forget about their problems instead of education as a way to make their problems better. Do you want to shut off the world and laugh at somebody else's expense and watch Big Brother and see, man, that person's life sucks? Or do you want to go build a better life for yourself? Most people don't want to do the work to actually build a better life. I hope that you do, because that's how you actually end up being happy. Do you want to numb it with drugs, or do you actually want to build a better life for yourself? And then step number 3 is schedule for success. Schedule for success. So what are your daily habits? What's in your calendar? What is the thing that makes you feel bold, alive, contagious, optimism? What's the thing? For me, it's watching videos. For me, it's going through my 5S schedule. So I start the day with singing, where I have videos that are on YouTube that they're songs that make me want to sing, make me want to dance, make me want to move. It's the fastest way to change your state. I wake up tired and maybe low energy, and then I put on music and it changes my state and makes me happy. Do that for yourself. Don't put on music that matches your current mood. Put on music that matches the mood that you want to feel like. And it's the fastest way to just, in a snap, be able to change yourself. We all have music that makes you bounce and come alive. Start your day with that, right? That's part of mine. So singing, then sun. I like getting sun, going outside, being in nature, just having sun on my face, not just being stuck inside all day. Especially in the morning, makes a big difference. My third S is soar. So I want to do something that makes me feel bold and come alive. And for me, I don't have my phone here, but for me, I share a message. I want to share a message. I want to feel like the work that I do has meaning and importance. So I think about somebody that I helped yesterday, and then I share a message on Instagram and Snapchat and put it up. That helps me soar. What do you need for yourself? Then I sweat. So I'll do a quick workout, and then I do something to scare myself. Right now it's doing cold shower. So I sweat, and then I take a cold shower, and then it's like, oh, and I do difficult things. That's my morning routine, right? I call it the 5.5 S rule because some days I'll start with a snuggle with my wife in bed. So we're seeing if that's going to become like a 6S protocol, but at least it's 5.5 right now. That's what makes me come alive. You might need something totally different. I'm okay with that. That's amazing. Maybe you need to meditate. Maybe you need to pray. Maybe you need to pet your cat. What is the thing that you need to do to make you feel bold and alive? And then schedule that in, so that you're not hoping one day that something happens. You're not hoping that you're gonna meet the right person or hoping you're gonna find the right video. Like, demand excellence from yourself. Demand positivity and optimism from yourself every day. Because if you were bold, confident, optimistic, positive every morning, if you created that system for yourself, man, what could you accomplish in a year? Can you imagine? If you did something every morning that made you feel bold and confident, if you felt bold and confident every morning for the next year, imagine the life and business that you're gonna have. It's crazy. It's wild, right? So you have to create that. You have to schedule for success. Success will come from your habits. So look at your calendar. What are your habits? And if you did these habits, would it lead to you becoming a success? People aren't afraid of failing. You're afraid of failing in front of other people. You'll sing in the shower, but you won't sing on the street corner. You'll record a video, but you'll never release it. You'll be your own biggest critic, but you won't at the same time also be your own biggest fan. That needs to change, starting today. So my biggest fear is disappointing people. I'm terrified of disappointing people. The idea that you would come to my Thought Leadership Academy and I would teach you how to win on social media and get the ideas out of your head and pay $2,000 to do it. The idea that you would come and be disappointed destroys me. And it's led to some positive things in that I always over-deliver. I'm always obsessed. I'm always putting so much value to that. Even if you only get 10% of the value I'm giving, you still more than made the money that you invested into any of the stuff that I'm doing. But at the same time, it's still this fear. And so I want to attack the fear. I teach myself to attack the fear. And I think you should too. An example was when I did my tour, 90 days, 23 cities, and I did a paid tour because I was afraid to do it. Initially, it was supposed to be a free tour. It was supposed to be coffee shop meetups across the US, low risk, super easy. If one person shows up, great. If nobody shows up, awesome. If 100 people show up, great. There's no risk, right? It's free. You come, don't come, whatever. And my agent said that's playing it small. You got to charge for the event. And my first reaction was, oh my God, I can't charge for this event, right? Like, choking up because I'm afraid that if I start charging for it, then I need to bring so much more value. And because that was the reason, then I had to go off and do it. If there was a strategic reason why I should do a free event, then that's fine. My next tour I'm looking at for 2020 is going to be free, is going to be, ideally, fingers crossed, I get my book deal. It's going to be at bookstores with my new book launch. So I want to do 20 something cities, East Coast, Texas, Mexico, with my book launch. And it's free to come. Hopefully you buy a book, but it's not required, but it's free to come out because it's going to be supporting the book launch. That's a strategic reason why I should be free. I didn't have a good reason why the first one shouldn't be free, why the tour this year shouldn't be free. And so I had to do it. I had to step into the fear. You have to step into the fear and do it because you need to attack the thing that you're afraid of, especially when it's related to other people, right? I'm not afraid of failing. I'm afraid of failing in front of other people. Right? I can suck all day here in the office, but I don't want to suck in front of somebody else. I don't want to make people feel like whether they're spending $50 to come and see me that was on tour or $2,000 to come see me at my Thought Leadership Academy here. I don't want people to feel disappointed. And because I feel that way, I need to step into it. And I try to teach myself, attack it, attack it, attack it. If there's no good strategic reason why, then I have to do it because otherwise I'm playing small. And even just attacking it for the sake of attacking it is good. Even if it doesn't lead to a positive result for your business, it's good because you're building strength, because you're pushing your comfort zone, because you're getting better, because you're growing. That's worth something. That's a ton of value. Because if you can conquer your fear of doing this one thing, that translates to every area of your life. If you teach yourself to have more courage, that translates everywhere. So Maybe you're afraid of, if you're on a cruise ship and they bring up couples and they do a game show, you're afraid of what might happen on that game. Do it. How does that make you a better entrepreneur? It makes you 1,000 times better as an entrepreneur. Because that's the same fear that you face in your business. That fear of going on that game show on the cruise ship, that fear of taking your phone and recording a video in public on the street. These fears that seem like nothing, they show up everywhere in your life. They show up everywhere in your business. And so learning to tackle them, especially in low stakes, starts building the muscle. Who cares if you fail on a street corner making a video? Great, go do it. If that is scaring you right now, do it. Teach yourself, you do it. You have courage. You do scary things. You'll come out on the other side. You'll come out with more strength, and then you'll start seeing things happen in your business. You'll have more courage. You'll have more boldness. You'll be more willing to do things, and then your business starts taking off. You have to lose the fear of failing in front of other people. I'm going to give you 3 ways on how to do it. Step number 1 is embrace your bold ideas. I'm a big believer that when you have these moments of boldness, maybe it's happening right now, maybe you're feeling bold right now watching the video, amazing. You have these moments of boldness. We have moments of boldness. I don't think people are bold all day long, right? And if you are, then you have moments of even greater boldness. You have these moments, these spikes, these hits, right? You go to an event, I look at people come to my Thought Leadership Academy. They have these huge moments of boldness, right? And then you fall back down. And that's normal. You're watching a movie, you get inspired, you fall back down. You have a conversation, you get inspired, you fall back down. The decisions that you make in the moments of boldness, I believe, are the right ones for you. Those are the decisions you have to follow through on and embrace. And then your head talks you down from them. The head brings you back down to playing small. And so when you're feeling bold, what have you come up with? I want to go do X. You have to go do it. You have to start building momentum. You have to start committing to some other people. Embrace the bold ideas. Recognize that those aren't the crazy ideas. Those crazy ideas that come up with when you're feeling bold are not crazy. Those are actually the best ones for you. You're just buried under a pile of garbage of limited beliefs on top of you. Those are the things you have to go chase down. And when it gets hard, when it gets difficult, when you want to quit, remind yourself, this idea came to me when I was feeling bold. I have to do it because I do bold things. You teach yourself. Step number 2 is expect to suck. This is where it gets super liberating. Expect to suck. The first time you do anything, expect to suck. Why do you expect to be great the first time out? Why do you expect your first video that you make to be great? It's not. It'll suck. That's the best. It should suck, right? If you are amazing at making your first video, then you should have started making videos 4 years ago. I believe that. You waited too long. Your first at anything should be terrible. It doesn't mean that you suck. I think you're amazing. You're a genius. You're Michael Jordan. You're the best of all time. It's something. But Michael Jordan didn't dunk his first ball, right? He didn't shoot and it went in right away, right? You suck at the beginning. That's normal. Learning any skill, you suck at the beginning. And it's really hard because you know what looks good. If you want to be a basketball player, you know what a good basketball player looks like. If you want to be a YouTuber, you know what a good YouTube video looks like. But then you can't do it yet. Your first one sucks, and that's where most people quit because they expect to be good. They're worried about looking bad in front of other people. They're not good the first time out, and so then they never go back to it. And this is what happens when people are growing up. You fail all the time. It's normal. It's okay. You fall down. Awesome. You get back up. You keep going. And then we stop trying. As adults, how often are you trying new things? How often are you willing to risk failure, to risk losing, to risk looking like a fool? You don't want to. And so you're not trying as much anymore. And you never find the thing that you could be Michael Jordan at. You never find it. And you get stuck in some life and some job that you hate forever. That's most people. I don't want that to be you. You need to try more. You need to explore more. You need to expect to suck. The first 18 times of doing something, you may suck. Amazing. Keep going. The most important thing is, are you liking it? Do you like the process? Successful people love the process. I love making videos. I like this process. This fires me up. I'm just sitting here by myself in my office, talking to a camera. I love it. This is great. I love it. For other people, they may hate it. Amazing. Don't do that. Go do something else. Go build little Timo toys, right? Awesome. Whoever made this. Who made this? Design in California. Oh, they didn't even give them credit. All right. Design in California. Right? Go make toys. Go do something. Go do the thing that you love. Expect to suck, but if you love the process of it, you will get better. Think about whatever you learned in school, most of it you've forgotten. But the thing that you remember is the stuff that you connected with, that you liked more. So when you love something, you're going to just learn it a lot faster. When you like something, you're going to get better a lot faster. Even if you suck at the beginning, you'll get better a lot faster. You have to find that thing. And step number 3 is tie yourself forth to the effort, not the result. What I want you to do is go home and then sleep and think, am I proud of my effort? Am I proud of what I did today? Am I proud of the effort that I put in today? I want to be proud of my effort today in making videos. Right? I'm trying my best. Maybe it's not good enough. Maybe today sucks. Awesome, but I'm trying. I'm proud of my effort. I'm proud of the attempt. Most people tie their self-worth to winning, to the results, to the money, to the gold medal, to the whatever, right? To the YouTube, to the plaques back there. You can't do that. Because if you tie your self-worth to winning, you're only going to do things that you know you're going to win at. And therefore you play small for life. If you value winning above everything else, you'll only do the things that you know you're going to win at. And so you play small for life. You stop trying new things because you're going to fail at the beginning, right? Expect to suck. You don't expect to suck. You expect to be great. And then you're not. And so you stop doing that thing. You'll only take on small projects, but you're capable of way more. You're capable of doing something much bigger. And so when you tie your self-worth to the effort, when you say, I am proud of my effort today, if you did that every day, you're going to probably lose way more than most people, right? You're going to be getting up and losing almost every day. And then you have these big wins. But when you look back on this year of losing, you'll see, holy cow, how much have I grown? And you're actually winning way more than most people, way more than who you used to be, because you're proud of your effort. If you get up every day and you're proud of your effort, your life will change. Your business will change. Like every day for the next year, do something that makes you proud of your effort in your business, in your relationship, proud of your effort. You tried your very best today. Your life will be dramatically different. But it's because we're so focused on winning. You're so focused on the results. But then you play small because you don't want to risk losing. You don't want to risk failing. You don't want to risk looking like an idiot. You have to if you want the life that you're after. Michael Jordan missed more shots than most people. You're going to fail at most things. Most of my videos suck and don't go anywhere. It's the best. Get up, try again. Be proud of your effort every single day.
Because you made it this far in a video, I want to celebrate you. Most people start and don't finish. Most people never actually follow through. Most people say they want something, but they don't ever do the work to actually get it. But you are different. You are special. Believe Nation, you made it here all the way to the end, and I love you. So as a special celebration, if you put a hashtag believe down in the comments below on this video, I will showcase you and celebrate you somewhere on the screen in a future video because you are awesome.
If you want to learn how to use Instagram to build your brand, check out the video next to me. I think you're going to enjoy. Continue to believe. I will see you there.
What you're about to watch is a special private training session for people who bought a copy of my book, Built to Serve. Enjoy.